YouTube's collaboration feature is going to blow up YouTube in a brand new way. So should you start thinking about collaborations with other YouTubers? Answer is yes. What's up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, Think Magazine, Putting the Geek. Now, YouTube has been beta testing tons of features, and I do have to mention that I am a beta tester in some of those features. However, I am not a beta tester in this feature right here, which I heard was coming down the pike, and I completely endorse this idea. It's going to grow YouTubers' channels at least 20%, if not more, and it's all about collaboration. TikTok does it. Instagram also has a collab feature, but I am guessing that YouTube could take this to a brand new level. Let's run down what we know so far from some of the leaks that I've seen online. The main idea is that you can collaborate with 2, 3, 4, 5, 700, 5,000 other people, maybe, I don't know. It's a lot. That are on YouTube, or possibly not even on YouTube at all. They can create a YouTube account so they can collaborate with you, or maybe they'll just come on talk show style for a couple minutes. Now, we can do that right now through programs like Zoom, Google Meet, Restream, StreamYard, YOLO Live, and many other services that offer cloud collaboration. They have interfaces that can bring a person into the conversation, and then you as the host can switch back and forth between who's talking, display computer screens, or add video, anything like that, then be able to put it into a multi-screen where everybody can be seen. So if YouTube is finally getting into this game, this can add a lot of promotion simply by using it through YouTube's system rather than Restream, StreamYard, YOLO Live, or any of those other systems. What happens is when you go live with a video, your collaborators will also go live with that same video on their channels. You do your show and your fans get notified that you're live, their fans get notified that they're live, and they all come to the same spot, even though it's through different directions. What that means is their audience can become your audience. Your audience can become their audience. Altogether, you can grow through this collaboration. And collaborations can be cross-niche. For example, I'm a tech geek. I'm also a music geek, and I would love to go on to other music YouTube channels and talk about my favorite gear or musicians or records or anything like that. They could come onto my channel and talk about their favorite tech gear that they use, because there's a lot of music tech gear that we can talk about on this channel, and we have. Gamers could collaborate on a game, musicians could collaborate on music, families that are miles apart from each other could just get together and stay in touch if they wanted to. This idea is endless. Do you collab outside of your niche? Let me know in the comments below. Now, we've known for years that collaborating with other YouTubers is a great idea because of this. When I collaborate with other YouTube channels, in order for my audience to see what I did, I actually set up a playlist on my YouTube channel with all the videos that I'm in outside of my channel. With this new tool, I won't have to maintain that playlist anymore if I don't want to, or maybe it will actually be an addition to that playlist that I can create, because I can put out collaboration videos in there and have a full playlist so people can just watch every single video that I do. By the way, did you know that a playlist can be very powerful if you use them right? Here's a tip for you. Let's say you finish a video and you're ready to send it out to the socials. Don't use the actual YouTube link to send it out. Use a YouTube playlist link instead. What that does is when they go to YouTube, there's always a suggestion playlist that follows that. By them coming onto your playlist, the next video in line will be one of your videos, and the list will be all of your videos populated, however you have it sorted. You can sort it in latest videos so they get the next latest, or no matter how you decide to do it, they're continuing to watch your content. Sponsored by. And don't get me wrong here, having a service like Restream is a very important service. Sometimes people don't have YouTube channels and they just want to come on and talk about a specific thing. With Restream, which is sponsoring this video, you can send them a link where they will then use their web browser to come in with their web camera and microphone, do the interview, and move on. Another great feature about Restream is you can send it to not only YouTube, but also other social networks such as Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, X, and more. Restream also has the ability to record individual videos, what are called ISOs. And with that, if there's any problems, then you could take those individual ISOs into a video editor and put out a more polished show. There are a lot of great features when it comes to using Restream and their services. Now, if you would like to try out Restream, I do have a link in the show notes. It is an affiliate code. It also helps Geekazine's channel, and I thank you very much for using that affiliate link. I'd also like to thank all my Patreons for being part of the show. If you would like to join Patreon, as little as $1 a month, simply go over to patreon.com/Geekazine. If you'd like to just tip the channel, you can go through YouTube, or you can go over to venmo.com/Geekazine or paypal.me/Jeff Powers. Finally, we have a lot of great shirts and a couple new ones coming very soon over at the merch area. You can see some of those t-shirts like this one, Before I Geek Out, coffee, over at the merch area. You can do that on amazon.com/shop/Geekazine and go down to the merch area where you'll see all the shirts, classic tees like the Geek AI t-shirt, newer t-shirts like the Cryptic Geek t-shirt, and of course, many more. Now let's get back into this. Now, like I said, this collaboration I think is going to be really great because your audience meets their audience, and sometimes their audience becomes your audience and vice versa. It's always a great thing to collaborate between different people. The only questions are, how is this going to get monetized, and who has the ultimate control?
By who?
I'm going to answer that last part first because I believe the host is going to have ultimate control. So what that means is if the host makes the video private or removes it altogether, it'll most likely get removed off of all of the other channels. But that's in theory only. I think it's this way because the host is the one that's initiating the conversation. It also gives all channels the opportunity to have the most up-to-date video versions of the video. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you're in an interview and somebody on the panel says something wrong. You want to fix that, and you want to fix that for everybody. So you'll go into the editor and you'll make the adjustment and it will re-encode the video right across the board. With this shared video, it will also update on collaborators' YouTube pages. That way there's no information mistakes made. Which brings me to the question of monetization. Who will have the ability for that? Will chats, including super chats, be included? Will somebody that's a collaborator but doesn't have monetization turned on be included? I believe that's going to come in two different tiers. The first tier will be where the host chooses that they're the primary monetization point. They can give permission for the collaborators to also monetize, but it would basically be through the host. Maybe the host would, pay them $20 to come on the show type thing. I don't know. Especially if the host is doing the majority of the work, wouldn't the host make the most money off of this? I can also see a situation where the monetization comes through everybody and all the money is put into a specific area where it's evenly split. Of course, YouTube's 55-45 split will most likely be a part of that. How would you like to see the monetization for a collab video, especially if those collaborators don't have monetization turned on? Comment down below. Now, if a collaborator is not monetizing their channel, that does bring in that slightly sticky wicket. We'll see how that all works out. Once this feature gets released, that is, if it gets released. Now, I think it's very important to have that differentiator in the new tool because you don't want to have people abuse the tool. By giving the choice, everybody can win. Let's talk about the analytics in a collaboration. Would you see the stats as a whole? Would you see who was coming from which channel? Is there any private analytics that can be set up that are for your eyes only? Keep in mind, this collaboration tool also is spontaneous invites. So I could invite, let's say Joe into the conversation. They contribute for like 3-4 minutes, and then they could be on their merry way. I could have some type of call-in show where we have 20, 30, 40 different people filtering through. That makes me wonder, could they actually have like a green room set up for new invitees so we can kind of vet somebody before they come on the show? or do you have to do it real time? Now, this will probably be a non-secure system, so if you're thinking about passing trade secrets or government secrets, or you might not want to go this way. However YouTube handles all of this, including monetization, will of course be up for discussion. What do you think that they should do? Let me know in the comments below. With this new idea, we could see new talk shows spring up, we could see brand new deal collabs with multiple YouTubers, and even some crowdfunding events. We Are the World on YouTube. Another tip here, when you go live, you are going through another avenue of YouTube, which could bring you in more audience, just like doing long form video versus shorts video. Although with this live area, I could see a collaboration section in your settings be set up so they don't mix with your solo content, especially your solo live content. And like I said, this is a beta feature that's being tested only through a handful of beta testers right now. We don't know which stage of the beta test this is. There are some beta tests that have been going on for a couple of years now. This one might not come out right away. One might not come out for 2-3 years from now. And then again, it might not come out at all. But once it does come out, I can see this being a new way to collaborate, not only for creating shows, but also hosting meetings, which makes me wonder, will Google Meet be sucked up into the YouTube ecosystem? There's many different questions that still need to be answered. For now, the only people that can answer these questions are the beta testers, which are all under NDA and cannot talk about that. Just like I can't talk about the testing that I'm doing, if I'm doing any testing right now. But if this works the way that I think that it might, it could change how creators, brands, and even businesses host live content. And that opens up a whole new playbook for YouTube. What do you think? Will this increase your YouTube usage, especially if it becomes a meeting tool that can be public or even private, especially if it's something that you can use for collabing on music, collabing on gaming, maybe some board gaming, playing chess one-on-one. I could see that happen if you can have a third camera that's pointing at the chessboard and then the two people playing. It's endless what we could do. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And of course, you can always subscribe and hit that bell notification so you know when the next Geekazine video comes out, especially when we start doing collabs. Until next time, my name is Jeffrey Powers. Thanks a lot for watching. You guys geek out and collab on.